Right, all right, all right, man. I see you got a fight coming up.
Yeah, I actually was verbally agreed to that before I went out there with you guys. So that's why I was trying to be a little, cautious, but it is what it is. It was like that was basically the start of camp. So
Okay.
jumped it off with you guys with some training. That snowman, man, that boy had some hands, boy. He was good. I,
Yeah,
I would
man.
hate to
Yeah.
see what he has. I'd hate to see what he has with some good training. Um, man, I was impressed. I was impressed.
You weren't the only one, man. I mean, you were in the ring with him. I was outside of the ring, and I was just like, "Damn, man!" And he reached out to me the following day, and he told me that doing that, motivated him to get back into the gym and get back in shape. And I told him, I said, "Dog, if you get back in shape, man, you know you're a beast already, dog. So you just get
Everything.
back in shape and brush up on a couple of things that you already got going for yourself." That dude can move in there, man. He can move, dog.
Oh, he was tough, bro. I think the only thing I had on him was timing, and I know with just a little that I mean that's him coming off the couch, bro. But it was funny because his uncle's an old boxing head, and with some old boxing heads, you know how it is. They don't really they're not with chopping it up with new dudes. You know what I mean? You got to kind of earn their respect. You know what I mean? And his uncle was like that. His own, you know. I chopped it up with Snowman like I think it was like a week before, maybe a week before I went out there. And man, I gotta say, what a gracious dude, what a awesome host, just a good dude, man. The IE really rolled out the red carpet, showed a lot of love. I was very impressed. Those dudes have a lot of class, bro. Um, I was very impressed. California has a lot of class. You guys have a lot to be happy about, man. So gang stuff aside, everything else aside, man, he's a good cat, bro, and have a lot of respect for him. We went to breakfast the next morning. Um, I was very blessed just to be there, bro. He was a good fighter. When he hit me with that one shot, I was like, oh, okay, this is real. Okay, like, um,
And,
yeah,
and not to mention that he goes to the event with a black guy already, dog.
right. Uh, yeah, that's what I was like. Wow, this dude, he's really like. Someone tried to say his eye got injured with, like I injured his eye, and I was like, oh, make no mistake, that dude pulled up with an injured eye and still got in there and fought, man, and fought hard. It was you know what? I was very proud of. It was a very good. We showcased. You know what I mean? I thought it was a very good showing for boxing of what two dudes could really do. I was happy. The dance partner. Remember, we had talked a couple weeks ago, and you said, what would you?" And I said, you know what? Maybe I need one of those moments. I think that's the guy who can give me that moment. If me and him really went hard, you know what I mean, and
Yeah,
got in there and gave it. You
yeah.
know,
I believe so too, man. I like that. I like that respect that you guys had for one another. I like that matchup. And when I was outside watching, I'm like, okay, I think he's giving Conrad a pretty good fight here. But it's only 1 minute. If you guys go, like a 3 minute rounds, I'm like, okay, I think this guy can give Conrad what he's looking for, man. I think he can give him what
yeah.
he's looking for, and I think that'd be good, dog. That definitely be good. But it was a good event, man.
I mean, I love getting in there with you, brother. I got love for Mikey. I didn't appreciate, and he knows this. I didn't appreciate the way he fought. I was a little like, come on, bro, really? To me, I'm a boxing purist, bro. And I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys know that. And I stress that, and I try to talk about that when we talk about these things. I'm a purist, man. I'm sorry. To me, it's like, why are we disrespecting boxing, bro? To me, it's like um, I'm already a poor example of a boxer. You know what I mean? So like to me, it's like let's do it the best we can. I wasn't. I was literally talking shit to him when he was when he was fighting you. He's walking up by me when he was in the ring, and we come to the corner. I was like, that shit's not working with me, right? You're not gonna do that with me, right? You know that ain't gonna work. And he would just look at me, and I was kind of psyching him out, messing with him. But it was fun, man. I had a great time. But when I boxed you, man, I was really I want to let you know, bro. I hit you with some very hard shots. I didn't take it easy on you. I uh. I went hard, bro. I wasn't trying to hurt you. I wasn't gonna go in there and go wild and try to. This is my thing. To me to grab you. Um. I know that wears on you. You know what I mean. If I can hold you there, I'll do it with my shoulder or something. But try not to like grab your neck. I did it maybe once or twice, but I wanted it to be a real boxing match. You know what I mean?
No, I appreciate the time that I spent with you in the ring, man. With Mikey with Chicano too, like it was just chaos and madness. You know what I mean? Like that's all it was, like just two wild animals,
I
man.
know
But
he could put forth a better fight than that. To me, it's like, dude, you're a boxer, bro. You could have boxed. Like, let's be honest. Like, I don't know. I don't know if he got caught up in the whole thing too much, and you know, and it was funny because I yelled at him, and when we were in the ring together, I go, "You're the one who wanted everyone in the ring, asshole." You know what I mean? But
yeah,
it
yeah,
it was a
I
good
did.
time, man. I appreciate Mikey for throwing the event, man. The event was it was awesome, dude. It shows what we could do as Chicanos, brother. If we could put stuff aside and really come together, I
Mhm.
think we could really do some amazing things, bro. You know, we could run this. You know what I mean? And I wish that for everybody. I really do. I hope that for everybody. You know, it shows that two dudes can go in there and really put forth some, you know, heavy hands on each other. And it was all in love, dude. There was no hatred or nothing. We smiled at each other. It's like two warriors, brother. Like you recognize that counterpart of you. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I felt the same way there, dog. And leaving there, I was just like, yeah, man. And everybody was cool and happy. And then, I had my mom there and everything. She didn't want to go at
Hey,
first.
bro,
She didn't want
beautiful
to go at
woman,
first.
brother. Your mom looks very young. Beautiful woman, brother, and she raised an amazing man. I'll be honest with you. I have so much respect for you, bro. Um, I heard what you told your sons. Well, you know, before we went, you know, you like shared with me what you had told your sons, and I kind of shared that with my wife, and I said, "Who does that sound like?" And she goes, "That's you. Like that's you." And I'm very mindful of how we carry ourselves, how what we're there for, whatever. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, that right there just showed me a lot about who you are, brother. And I was like, man, that sounds a lot like me. I'm very mindful of how we move and how we are out in public, and you know,
Yeah, yeah. I think that speaks to to one's character, man. Because when certain things happen, you may be in the right, but if your character has all kinds of flaws, man, ain't nobody gonna believe you. You know what I mean? They're either gonna be like, "Yeah, nah," and then you may be in the right, but it's like, "Oh yeah, but it's him, and he was, he does this, he does that. So how can you believe him and everything?" So, but all in all, man, I enjoyed it. I feel the same way about you, or I share the same thoughts with that you share. Me getting in there with Mikey it's not what I was expecting, dog. It wasn't what I was expecting, but at the end, it's like, okay, there's the way we're going. There's the way we're going. The only thing I would say, and we'll get into some boxing right now for anybody who's on here, but the only thing that
sure.
I would say is I don't know if people are just messing around because I just kind of started laughing about it and just kind of be like, haha, like I thought it was just kind of a joke. But some people were saying that I threw him down or that I tackled him, and that's not what happened. I didn't
No,
I
no,
didn't throw him
no.
down.
I
I
think his
didn't
knee.
tackle him.
I think
I
you were just giving pressure like you were getting it. And I think his knee just buckled under the pressure. I think he went to plant, and when he planted, it popped. I know that injury. That's that. I fought that. That's tough. It's about a 6 week thing. He'll be fine.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and
So
that's what I was trying to tell you about people being behind you and stuff when you're moving in there. It's dangerous, brother. It's just what it is. We're already old, bro. We don't need no extra things to get us hurt. The only and this is my only complaint about the whole thing. I think we needed to be. I think when we talk about the rules, the headgear, the hand wraps, I think that really needs to be addressed because here's the thing: we're dealing with street dudes, and I tried to tell this to Mikey. We're dealing with dudes who are from the streets, bro. And
yeah,
if and this is how I feel. I'm going to be honest with you. When I start feeling like I'm not being shared all the information, to me that sends red flags, bro. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, and it gets brushed off as, oh, we never cared when we was in the streets, and it's like, bro, it's not even about nobody's scared here, bro.
yeah,
Nobody's scared here. Like I told Mikey, I ain't never been in a boring fight, brother. If you're worried if I'm gonna bring the fight, I don't know what you've been watching. I've showed you nothing but that, bro. So and that ain't gonna change with Snowman 275, 375. I'm gonna fight like a warrior, bro. That's what I have in me. So there's no fear. I just think with the hand wraps and everything, I wanted to be more, like he was like, oh, we could have just did this. Well, you said, hey, bro, you didn't care if I put glass. You didn't care if I had a brick. This is what you're saying, bro. I merely wrap my hands just for protection. I don't need to break my hand. Simple.
Right.
I wore
Right.
the 16s for protection. I didn't care if Mikey and you guys wore 12s. I really didn't care. I was like, okay, you're already giving up 100 pounds, so 80
Mm,
pounds. I'm like, what do I care? You know what I mean? Like to me, all the punches, all the patazos feel the same, bro.
mm.
You know? And I think it hurts more with the padding, with the 16 ounces that me and Snowman were hitting each other with.
Yeah,
those
I mean,
those gloves are hard, bro.
yeah, I think it definitely rattles the brain a little bit more, dog, because it's a bigger punch coming at you. You probably don't feel the fist as much, but the just getting hit with something bigger that it can rattle the brain a little bit more. But yeah, no, man, all in all, it was I enjoyed it. The only thing I didn't enjoy that everything was kind of rushed. Um, I know you and
Yeah.
I we wanted to go a little bit longer. I saw you guy there in the corner. It's like, okay, I'm gonna put 2 minutes. But at the same time, it was like, okay, the round's over. It's like, okay, one more, that's it. One more, that's it. Because we gotta get out of here. And it was just like, okay, well, I mean, it's getting
Well, it
kind of
didn't help that Mikey punched our host, man. It didn't help that Mikey punched the host in the chest. I didn't even know that happened, bro. I seen that on the video. I was like, oh my God, Mikey, what are we doing? And I tell you, Mike was pissed about that. Mike was not happy.
he was not happy, dog. He was pretty damn pissed about it. He was very pissed about it. But hey, Conrad, let's get
Yes,
into some
sir.
boxing in the boxing world, homie. Okay, so what's your thoughts on Virgil Ortiz? He's 27 years old. He's being promoted by Golden Boy. This kid, he's fun to watch. He doesn't get into any mamadas. He's not, getting arrested. No domestic violence, DUIs. He's not, in any of the headlines for that reason. And he's fun to watch, man. And he's raza, which you already give big fan base that comes with that. This dude, he's never been champion, man. And he's not even really a superstar, honestly.
Yeah, real boxing enthusiast has to really know about who he is. He's a tremendous talent, man, and it's at that he's just at the wrong. I think De La Hoya doesn't promote. I think De La Hoya is too busy promoting himself. And that's my problem with him. Like, bro, the Golden Boy era is good. I get it. You're a promoter now, brother. You're not a boss. And Canelo, what Canelo said to him was a lot of truth, bro. There was a lot of truth in that when Canelo said, you try to steal the spotlight from your fighters, bro. You
Mhm.
try to take it for yourself. You know what I mean? And that's what I hate about you. And I think that was a lot of truth to that. There's a lot of killers at that weight, bro. I hear nobody calling out the Russian. I can't even say his name. I can't even the one who knocked out Zoo.
Yeah.
Uh,
Shoot, Murtazalia.
Nobody
Murtazalia.
calling that dude out. That dude is the killer, bro. He's the dark horse of that division. I would hate that boy hits like oh my God, he hits hard.
You know
I
who
think
he reminds me
Virgil
of?
made the Maginov look very, very normal, bro. I was
Yes.
really impressed with that win. That was a great win after two lackluster wins that he had before that. He needs to start getting out there and getting his name. Like it seems like all those 154s are scared of each other. Fedora, he's the WBC. Is Fedora the WBC champion?
I believe he is a full champion. I don't know if it's the WBC or another title.
I don't like the WBC. I don't like how they hold up the divisions. They let these fighters fight whoever they want. They don't have it. They're mandatory. They're just worried about getting their money when it comes to sanctioning fees. So it's that's why Turkey Al Sheikh's able to put a new spin on this boxing thing, and that's what we're not realizing. Is boxing dead? No, Turkey wouldn't be burning through all this money to promote it. I mean, he's looking to take it somewhere else and make it a bigger show, and
Which
it's going to
you know,
happen if we don't do something about it, man.
yeah, and which I've said this before too, man. Because there are a lot of people that hate on the Turk, right?
Yes,
Um,
sir.
and I'm not over here like dog. Max Kellerman worships this dude, man. But I'm not over here like worshiping the guy or anything of that sort. But I'm just saying, like, listen, everybody before Turkey Al Sheikh came along, people were complaining about boxing. Oh man, you know what? These guys are fighting each other, and the sides of the streets, and this guy's on that side, that guy's on that side. It's not like boxing was doing great, man. Boxing, especially in the United States, was taking a lot of steps backwards, man. While it was growing in other parts of the world, the Turk was able to come in and do something, and now people are complaining about it. I'm just like, look, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but he didn't come in and start destroying things, it was already being destroyed, man, with all different promoters, sanctioning bodies, and fighters not fighting each other. It was already getting destroyed, man. So I was just like, I'm not, just gonna look at the man and just tear him down because he's doing something different. Is it gonna work? I don't know, but he's doing something different.
Yeah. I mean, it's working. I mean, he's putting on some great shows. There's great talent in these shows. I wasn't a big fan of the undercard of the Canelo fight, but then again, you got Canelo and Bud. I mean, um, two of the biggest stars on one stage, man. I mean, what do you expect? That's a lot of money. And I think you guys are kind of shortchanging Bud. I think Bud got around 60 million, 70 million, I want to say, on that fight. He didn't get 100. But he didn't get 17, man. I love Mikey's theory, and hey, man, Mikey, I don't have a theory, bro. There's no theory. The dude won. That's it. I don't have a theory. Bud won. I seen it plain as day. You seen it plain as day. That's okay, brother. I get it. I'm a fan of the sport, bro. I'm not a fan of the of one fighter. I think Canelo's a great fighter. He can keep fighting, bro. I think he's got still a lot to offer. I just think the better man won. But
Yeah, look,
yeah, he definitely needs to be promoted better, bro. De La Hoya needs to do a better job. There's a lot of fights out there, but like I said, it looks like these 154 dudes ain't nobody trying to unify the titles like Charlo did.
and that's the last real guy, man. If anybody doesn't like him, hey, he is the last real guy that unified all the straps. He was that guy. There is a lot of killers at 154. It's probably the most exciting if we get some of these guys to fight each other. Virgil Ortiz fighting Erickson Lubin. Yeah, I think that's a good fight. I think it'd be an exciting fight, but it doesn't elevate Virgil to anything really. It's just a good fight to watch. But again, if you're not a hardcore boxing fan, you probably don't even know who Erickson Lubin is. You probably barely know who Virgil is, man. So it's a fun fight, and it's gonna be a good one. But how many people are really gonna watch it? I think Oscar needs to really promote Virgil Ortiz a heck of a lot more. And I think you're kind of onto something, comrade, and that is De La Hoya likes to be the star. He is the golden boy. He likes to be the star. He likes to have the clapback Thursdays. Hey, all eyes on me. Oh, these are my fighters, but you got to look at me. You got to look at this guy first, right? The guy that he beefed it with was Canelo when he had Canelo with him, right? Canelo was starting to grow, and he was starting to grow a little bit bigger, taking the spotlight away from Oscar. Boom, they had a falling out. Who's the other guy? Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, his superstardom was growing. He was never a great fighter, but his superstardom was growing, starting to get as popular or more popular than Oscar. Now they're beefing, and it's like, it's just like, yeah, dog. I think there's something to Oscar wanting his fighters to need him because he's the superstar, and I think there is something to that. Going to
Yeah.
oh, go for it.
No, he's just that's who he is. It's crazy because he wasn't like that as I remember him as a fighter. He was a very quiet young man. That's what I loved about him. He was quiet, he was respectful. Even when people would talk masa to him, he wouldn't talk much masa back. But I think social media, bro, plays a big point. And shit, dude, I think that dude, he's still having fun with the cocaína. I think he's little cocaína sometimes, and he puts on that thing and he goes off, bro. He wearing a little thong with his woman. That oh man, she got more plastic in her than a Barbie doll, bro. I'm like, oh my god, bro, Oscar, what's going
Oh,
on, big
man.
dog?
Yeah, man, that looked terrible, dog. That looked terrible. But no, you know what? For those that weren't around when Oscar De La Hoya was fighting, especially like in the 90s, dog, he's done a complete 180. Because, yeah,
I
man,
was a big fan, bro.
he
That
was a
was my guy, bro.
respectable, yeah, that was my guy, dog. He was a respectable young dude, classy guy. You know what? Like everybody respected him to what he's turned into now. And in like the last few years and everything, it's like, damn, dog, what the heck happened to you, man? When you were in the ring, you were classy. You weren't messing around. You weren't like, I could expect that from like a Hector Macho Camacho, right? Because that guy was always flamboyant. He was always, hey, look at me. I'm dancing. I'm wearing a dress. I'm doing all kinds of things, right? And I could, may rest in peace. But if he lived to be De La Hoya's age and he was doing what De La Hoya is doing, I could say, like, yeah, that's who he was when he was young. De La Hoya wasn't that guy when he was young, though, homie. He was not that respectable, calm, quiet, a beast in the ring. He was a beast in the ring. And now here he is, dog. And this dude just like, damn, dog, he just can't contain himself, man.
Yeah. Is boxing in trouble a little bit? I think boxing as we know it is death. Yes. But like you mentioned it, streaming. Now everything's streaming. Everything's on the cutting edge now. And these small promotions, they've already figured this out. This Jake Paul, MVP, um, these smaller promotions, they're figuring it out. You know what I mean? And I don't think guys like Oscar and Oscar should already had a streaming platform. I mean, like, what are you doing, brother? Like, you went to the zone. You go into the zone. Oscar ultimately lost you your fighter, who was Canelo. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Basically they pretty much they they did a switcheroo on him, man, and said, "Hey, we give you this," and boom, I'm gone. You know what I mean? So I think as we know it, boxing is going to be different. We're going to see it very different. But hey, that's what it needs, man. I get it. Some of these names were coming up. We don't know them. We never seen them. But those are some great fighters. Those are the next champions. You know what I mean? We keep holding on to the De La Hoyas, to the Mayweathers, to the Crawfords. We ain't gonna get to see that next guy come up and watch what he does. You know what I mean?
Hey, comrade, we talked before the Canelo Crawford fight, right? I had the open panel, you jumped on, man, and you picked Crawford to win. Here we are. It's the aftermath. It's becoming more and more in history. I want to get your thoughts, dog. Where do these two guys go from here? What should Crawford do? Some people say just retire. Look, there's no money that's going to come close to what he got with Canelo.
For sure.
People want what's his name? Janet Beck is calling him out down at 160. I mean, people want a piece of Crawford. He's going to be 38. There's every fight, every direction he goes is going to be a huge pay cut. What should Crawford do?
I think he's got the Charlo fight. He could probably fight Charlo. There's a little selling point there. I believe if Charlo didn't drop the belts to go fight Canelo, I believe Crawford was going to set that next fight up with him to unify those belts at 154. I believe Crawford would have unified at 154. He would have been the 154-pound champ. And then the De La Hoya thing, or the Canelo thing came along. There
Mhm.
isn't really a lot for Crawford to do out there, man. What else is there to do? You're 3-time undisputed at 3 different weight classes. I mean, it's never going to probably be done again. You know, he's achieved greatness. Now, does that mean he's the face of boxing? Does that mean he can carry a car? No. We're talking about a small town boy from Nebraska. Why Canelo sells, and people don't forget this, he has a whole country following him. That's
Mhm.
exactly like Conor McGregor. You have a whole country that follows you. You have a country that believes in you, man, and they're diehard fight fans. Even Mayweather said that he never had to. He appreciated Conor McGregor so much just because of the way he was able to promote that fight in a 3 month period. He said we promote. Mayweather goes, I don't know if you get this, but I was only fighting once a year, so it took me a whole year to promote that fight to get what we were going to get those $100 million checks. I had to promote that fight for a year. So, you know what I mean? Only certain dudes have that star power. You know what I mean? And Mexico always gets behind their fighters. It happened with same thing happened with De La Hoya and Chavez. When De
Yeah.
La Hoya dethroned Chavez, he didn't get all those. Did he get the Mexican love? No, they hated his ass more. They hated him more. It's
Hey,
just what it was. He wasn't considered Mexican, and you know how it is, brother. They call us plástico. You know, that's why we're Chicanos or whatever. Whatever you want to be labeled as. It's crazy, bro. De La Hoya, he had star power just because he was the golden boy, bro. The women loved him, bro. Women loved him. Dudes hated him. I know a lot of dudes hated him, and I used to be
yes,
like, you just hate him because your chick digs on him, bro. Don't get mad.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. You're right about that, dog. You're right about that. A lot of vatos didn't like them because their ladies had a crush on them.
But he didn't. I mean, do you think about it? He didn't get all that Mexican backing that he thought he was going to get. He had LA, he had all of California behind him, and East Los. That's a big population in itself, brother. He was the golden boy. He was so sellable, marketable. He was Brian Garcia before. Could you imagine if De La Hoya hit the streets now during and the internet was going. Oh my god,
Right.
bro, he would have been a killer, bro.
Yeah.
Internet time, you can imagine if this was going on and he hit the scene. Jeez, bro, it would be
Yeah.
crazy. So
Yeah.
you just because you share the ring with the star and you beat the star, don't mean you automatically become the star.
No,
So that's boxing, man. Sometimes we love boxing, but boxing don't love us back like that. You know what I mean?
no, look, you're 100% right, and that was already proven with Dimitri Bivol. Dimitri Bivol beat Canelo as well, and this dude is still, unless he's fighting Arthur Beterbiev, nobody really cares. It's not like he got that star power with him, and it's like, hey, now I'm the face of boxing. No, man, because Dimitri Bivol never became the face of boxing, and yeah, I don't think Terrence Crawford is the face of boxing, or he's going to carry the sport again, or carry the sport moving forward. No, he's 38. There's still fights I would like to see him in. I'm not sure. It basically all depends what he wants, because he's not going to get that payday again. Unless
Oh
there's a
no,
unless there's comrade. Do you want to see a rematch?
no, it was decisive. I mean, it was very decisive. I don't think I knew Canelo didn't have the legs for that fight. I tell everybody, I was like, bro, he's slow, brother. Everything's one or two punches. He's got
Yes.
it's what we call it boxing. We call it your foot stuck in the bucket, bro. You're not
Mm.
moving your feet. You're not. He got used to standing there and just throwing his power. That's why he moved up in weight. He realized he was losing a step. And just because you move up in weight, don't mean, hey, bro, they're better at higher weight. That's why I do so good at heavyweight, bro, because even in my old age, I can still compete. I'm still a good enough athlete at my age to compete with some of these heavier dudes who, quite frankly, some of them disrespect their bodies, bro. You know what I mean? And
Well,
you know what I mean? I'm just,
I would
you
say
know,
I've always said this about you. For your size, you move around the ring. You utilize the ring, dog, instead of just planting your feet and okay, let's give some heavy shots. You utilize the ring. You move pretty smooth. Your back hits the rope and your opponent comes. You sidestep. You move around them, dog, to the point where sometimes you even get behind them. It's just like you move very smoothly around the ring. And that was the thing when it came to Canelo and Crawford. And that's what I was saying last week to the boys, man. I saw Canelo go in there against Crawford and just try to look for that one shot that was going to hurt Crawford, right? Whether it was to the body, to the head, whether it knocks him down, knocks him out, whatever, or just wobbles him, gets his attention, get him to be gun shy, right? I just saw Canelo looking for that one punch. He never got that one punch. And it seemed once he realized, like in the ninth, 10th round, he realized he wasn't getting that one punch. He started throwing a few more punches out there, but it was too little too late, and it just wasn't going to work out anymore. And it's like, yeah, you know what? But that's how Canelo be winning his fights. It wasn't going to work with Crawford. You had to throw more combinations. You had to be a little bit more fast on your feet. You had to utilize the ring a little bit more. I think there's other guys that will give Crawford some problems. I'm not saying they would beat him, but I think they'd give him problems. The whole triangle theory in boxing never works, right? But I would think somebody like I think a Virgil Ortiz gives Crawford a little bit more problems because he throws more punches. He's a little bit lighter on his feet. Do I think Virgil Ortiz can beat Canelo? No, I don't. I think he'll give Crawford a better fight because Canelo was just, I'm looking for that one punch. I'm hitting you hard. I'm trying to wobble you. I'm trying to, get you to be gun shy. It never happened. Somebody who's a little bit taller, somebody who throws some combinations, somebody who moves around the ring, I think that guy can compete with Crawford. Even though maybe Canelo could beat that dude, I think he can compete with Crawford a little bit more. What do you want to see from Canelo?
well, Canelo has a lot of options. There's the David Benavidez. That's a big payday. Man, I would have thought, you know what, me personally, to lose to one of those, I would have rather lost to Benavidez than to Crawford, to be honest with you. At least I lost to another Mexicano. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
mm.
Um, you pass the torch. You know what I mean? And styles make fights, man. Styles make fights. And I honestly believe this. I think Canelo can probably pull that fight off, bro. I think Canelo has a better chance of beating David Benavidez than he does Crawford. Um,
So so do I, dog, to the body. So do I. I think he
yeah.
has a better. I mean, I don't know where his
Because
head is at.
Benavidez is flat-footed. He's going to stand in front of him and bang, and that's what it's going to basically be a war of nutrition. Who's going to fold first? I think Canelo do good in that fight, bro.
Yeah, so do I. Benavides is a much bigger target. He's not as slick. He doesn't move in and out as fast. And I think Canelo can land one of those punches that he's looking for to make Benavides gun shy. And I think to the body, man. It's not like Benavides, has a solid six pack, dog. I think he'll find that body at some point and really keep Benavides punches reserved, man. Yeah, no, I think now that hindsight's always 2020. Should have Canelo taken the Benavides fight before he took the Crawford fight? I mean, if you lose to Benavides, you could say you lost to a younger, bigger guy. You lose to a Crawford, you're losing to an older guy who moved up 2, 3 weight classes. Some people say 2, some people say 3. I'm not going to argue. I understand both arguments because he only fought once at 154. I mean, yeah, man, I think it would have been, to lose to Benavides would have been a little bit easier, dog, than to lose to Terrence Crawford. But you're right. I think he stands a better chance against Benavides. The thing about this now, Conrad, is that now, unless Crawford sticks around at 168, you think he sticks around at 168? I don't think so, dog.
He's going to hold the bouts just for star power. He'll hold the division hostage for a minute because he knows he can. He's going to
Okay.
ride this out for a minute. He's going to keep it just for star power, probably for a little. Who's he really going to fight? Is he going to defend it? I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, what else is there to do? I mean, honestly, you done made the payday of your life. You're going to go down as probably one of the best boxers of your era in the history of fighting. You're going to be arguably one of the best. You're going to be in the conversation. Is he better than Floyd? I don't know, man. Pretty Boy and Floyd Mayweather, those were two killer fighters, bro. Um, I wasn't a fan, but now that I look at it as a boxing enthusiasm, when Floyd just an amazing athlete. Just the way to change your style in the middle of your career and be so successful, man, shows a lot. Um, I don't think there's really a lot for him to do. Maybe the Chalo fight, man. I don't see much for him. I really don't. It's like end your career on a high note, brother. You're 38. You don't have those big names. I think a lot of those big names ducked you, bro. I think it was just one of those eras. You were in that era where it was okay to duck people, man. And sad, bro. Sad. It is a sad day for boxing because you see Tank, you see guys like Tank taking the way out, the easy way out, wanting to fight, Jake Paul and not solidify his place. But just like what's his name said, maybe he was never looking to be a boxing great, and he just wants to get paid and get out, and that's fine. That's okay with him. If that's okay with him, it's okay with me.
Yeah.
I never thought
Yeah.
much of Tank
I mean,
anyways. I never
I
thought
just,
Tank was that guy. I never did. I know people see him. He knocks this dude out, knocks that. I'm like, I don't. Okay, he knocks people out, but you put a real boxer in there with him, and he'll get his ass. And that's why he never fight the Gary Russells. That's why he never fought some of those killers, bro.
yeah, no,
He
he
never fought
never,
Lomachenko.
and I don't think he was ever going to. He never fought any of those dudes, man. He just got like this big fan base behind him to push him. I don't know, because he's from the streets or whatever, dog. He was knocking dudes out, but he was just knocking a bunch of guys that he would bring up from like 126 or 130. Yeah, dog. He wasn't that guy. So I mean, I don't know if the sport's really gonna miss him. When it comes to Canelo, and Shawana said it right here, the thing about boxing is like when a fighter loses, now everybody starts questioning that fighter. Like, oh, you know what? I think that fighter's done. I don't think that person has anymore. And that's the problem with boxing. That is one of the problems with boxing. That as soon as a fighter loses, now everybody starts questioning. Oh, that person's been exposed. Oh, I think that person's done. Oh, you know what? I think it's over for that. Like, no, man. He just happened to lose to another great fighter that night. I still think Canelo can compete, possibly beat everybody still at 168. I think there's some great fights for him out there. And maybe now we can make some of these fights happen, dog, because a lot of these dudes just kind of want to wait in line until they can get a Canelo fight. But now this kind of opens up the door where it's like, okay, we're going to have to make some of these fights happen. That's why I think it's very important to see what happens with Terrence Crawford. Okay, what are you doing with these titles? I think if he relinquishes all the titles, whether he retires or moves to another weight class and relinquishes all 4 titles, I think we're in for some fun, dog. I think we're in for some fun because
it opens up a lot of stuff.
And now everybody, dog, at 168, everybody and their moms, let's go, let's make this happen, man. Now we gotta start fighting each other. There is no one top guy. Now it's a race to get to those straps. Let's go, man. So I'm really interested to see what Crawford does. In my opinion, honestly, what I want him to do, there's really no fight that I want to see him in at 168. I'd like to see him go down to 160 and compete down there, man. And hopefully some of the guys at 154 can move up. I still want to see him against Virgil Ortiz. Do I think Virgil beats him? I don't know. Probably not.
Hey, Virgil surprised me with Maginov, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Virgil made Maginov look very normal. So,
yeah,
like I said, styles make fights, man. You never know until these dudes get in there and really start getting it on and see what it's gonna be,
Yeah, so there's still fights I want to see with the man, and there's still fights I want to see Canelo in. So, I mean, none of this, for me personally, it doesn't really take away that much. It's just for a lot of people, it's just somebody loses, and now it's like, you know what? I think they're washed. I think they're done. They got exposed. It's just like, hey, Holmes, what about just he lost to another great fighter?
Yeah.
Why can't it just be that?
Canelo don't even want the rematch. He even said he don't want the rematch. I mean, he basically admitted there was nothing he can do. He wasn't able to do what he wanted. He knew he was great. He knew he was going to have trouble. That Boots Ennis, everyone talk about Boots Ennis. I'm like, bro, stop it already. Boots hasn't cut out his own path. Boots is where Crawford was 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago. You know what I mean? I seen the talent long ago. It is what it is. Both fighters might just go and retire, but that might be the best thing to do. Can Canelo retire? Yes, I believe he has a retirement clause. If he comes back and fights, he'll have to fight for the Turk for the money because he's already has him on contract. So I'm sure Turk gave him a big chunk, but he didn't give it all to him. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you're my fighter, but just because somebody has a contract doesn't mean I can't retire. Because anything could happen in boxing. He can get slept. He can get hurt. It could happen.
What's up, Gordo Gordito? Yeah, I get it, man. His last couple of fights, and he's been fighting like that. He's been fighting. It's not like he lets his hands go. He's looking for that one shot to hurt his opponent, and it always works, right? Whether he knocks him down, knocks him out, or just hurts him enough where the person becomes gun shy. And that's it. Just lets Canelo just walk him down and get a shot in, 2 shots in. But Canelo's not throwing, and he hasn't been throwing a high volume of punches. So, and that wasn't going to work with Terrence Crawford. I thought that Canelo was going to land one of those shots on Crawford. He never really did. So now I'm just like, you know what? To compete with Crawford, you got to have some combinations. You got to be able to move around the ring. You got to be able to throw just more than one punch. You just can't be looking for one punch to kind of hurt them. No, you got to outwork them as well, man. You got to, if you're going to counter punch, throw a few of them out there, not just one. So, and Canelo, he's not that guy to do that. I still think he can compete at 168. Comrade, let's say Canelo says to himself, he says, look, okay, I want to retire, but I don't want to go out with a loss. I want to go out with a win, but I just don't want to step in there against a complete nobody just so I could say, hey, I retired with a win. Who's that guy? I'm asking everybody in the chat right now too. If Canelo's saying to himself right now, I want to go out with a victory, but I just don't want to fight a complete nobody. I want to fight somebody who's relevant, somebody who's notable, but I want to leave with the victory. Who is that guy?
Who's that? The one who just beat what's his name? Shiraz. What's his name? Shiraz?
Hamza Shiraz?
Yeah, I think Shiraz. I think Canelo beat Shiraz. I think Canelo could beat Shiraz. So I think that dude's tailor made for Canelo. He gonna stand right in front of you. Anybody that stands in front of Canelo, you're gonna get the business, bro. He's gonna work that, but he's gonna hit you with more than one punch. That's the thing about Canelo. You have to be in motion with him to beat him. And we've seen everybody who fights him. It's always the guy that has movement. Caleb Plant was giving it to him until he wore down. He just got tired.
I,
He got tired.
you know what, man? You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, dog. I'm glad you brought that up. What's up to PYP? Shouts to Mark and
Mark,
David over there, man.
sir, my brothers.
Yeah, man. Everybody on here, make sure you guys go troll that channel.
What's up, brother? To Mark, man. Good brother. Good brother.
That's the boys over there. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. People forget, man. Caleb Plant was doing a damn good job against Canelo until he got caught, and that is what Canelo does. But he was doing a good job.
Yeah.
Why? Why? Because but why? Exactly what I was saying. Caleb Plant is light on his feet, has fast hands, combinations. He doesn't have a lot of power to his punches, but combinations. Did he really ever hurt Canelo? No, but he was winning round here, round there, because he was be able to outwork him. But yeah, Canelo has that power shot, man, that just like you said, he gets tired. He's gonna keep on coming forward. He's gonna keep on walking you down, man. So you gotta keep on moving around the ring. And Caleb Plant wasn't able to do that the entire fight. Some people are saying Benavidez, that should be Canelo's fight if he wants to retire. Somebody's on here saying Shiraz, PYP saying Shiraz. Chris Eubank Jr., you know, that's one guy. I remember a few years ago, Canelo had said he wants to fight in the UK, but Chris Eubanks Jr. is about to get his ass whooped, man, by my boy Conor Benn.
You think so? You think he's going to get in this time?
I'm just okay. I'm just a bit okay.
That was a good fight, bro. Them dudes put a show on. I'm a fan of both those guys, bro, and they fought for legacy. It had nothing to do with Feria. Right. Them dudes were fighting for their dad's legacy, bro. I love that, brother. Like, to me, that's like, man, this is my father here, bro. Like, and man, I was a big Dark Destroyer fan, bro. I was a fan of the Dark Destroyer, brother. A lot of people don't know about Nigel, man. Nigel was a beast. Nigel beat, man. Nigel hurt one of my favorite fighters ever, brother, and changed his whole life. That was a very, very violent dude. His son his son's all of that too, bro. He's an extreme violent kid, bro, and I think he has more technical skills. You know, I love both their hearts, bro.
Yeah, I love Conor Benn, man. Gordito saying Canelo knocks out Jake Paul, he can retire with a great win. Come on, Gordito. Come on, man.
Yeah.
No, man. I love Conor Benn. It was a really good fight. Man, I want Conor. Okay, here's the problem that I'm having, homie, and that is I want Conor Benn to win, but I don't want there to be a trilogy. I want them to move on with their careers, dog. There's
the only thing I don't like about the Sheik, bro. That's the only thing I don't like about the damn Sheik. You want to have trilogy, you want to have rematch right away. You got to let it build, bro. You can't just go right into it. That was the thing with the Bivol and the and what's his name fight, man. We seen the exact two fights in a row. It was the exact same fight. I fell asleep. I was surprised Bivol won. I had Bivol losing 6 rounds, and I fell asleep, woke up, Bivol won the title. I was like, Bivol was losing, bro. I thought Bivol won the first fight, and he lost.
Against Andrade, yeah, I know you're playing around there, Demetrio. Good gosh, man, Demetrius. I saw an interview with him. He was on the Boxing Voice. Dog, they got into it, man. They got in a heated discussion. I think that dude, Dimitri. Andrade, I think he's done, dog. That guy was never exciting. He was never gonna sell. That dude was boring as heck. Benavidez put it to him. But yeah, you know what? I think Canelo, if Chris Eubanks Jr., if he wins, if he beats Conor Benn, I think him going out to the UK, having a victory there, that might be good for him. If he fights Benavidez, the only problem I would see with that is who goes where. Does Canelo go to 175 or does Benavidez come back down to 168?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I think Benavidez already moved on from that fight. They ain't going to fight. And I think Benavidez realizes that he's never going to fight him. I think WBC did Benavidez real bad, bro. That sucks, bro. If you win the interim title, brother, you should get the automatic fight, brother. That's the problem with holding up the division. I think Shiraz is probably the best, and I think that'll make Turk happy. You know what I mean? The Shiraz fight with, you're basically giving you a chance to stamp your boy. That's your guy. That's who you're betting your money on. It's a big killer, bro. But like I said, he's tailor made for Canelo. Like I said, anyone that sits in front of Canelo, I think Canelo has a chance to beat him. Uh, the reason I think Canelo can beat David Benavidez is David Benavidez does not have a great jab. Not even you need a hell of a good jab to beat Canelo. You need a hell of a good, and that's what separated him and Crawford. That's why Crawford fights lefty because he fights with this strong front punch forward.
Mm,
That jab is tremendously. It's a power punch. It's basically a power punch. It's a power jab. Um, I think, and he makes you think about. He takes away your tools, and
yeah.
yeah, you need a good jab to beat Canelo. That's the only way you're going to beat that man. So I think Canelo can win either one of those fights. Do I think he's going to fight Benavidez? No. I think Shiraz. I think he fights Shiraz next.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad fight. I mean, Shiraz has only been in the spotlight for a minute or two, but he's been on a big stage because of the Turk. Hey, Shawano Ring. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Ben stuff. I'd rather see Conor Ben in other fights, more meaningful fights. I do want to see him in there at 147 against some of these guys, man. I want to see him fighting over here, instead of over there across the pond. I do want to see him fighting over here at 147. But they got to make this match, and let's see what happens. So that's the only reason why I would kind of want Chris Eubanks Jr. to win. So we don't have to have a trilogy of some sort. It's like just that's it. Move on, man. Move on. Move on. But
Yes.
yeah, no, man. I mean, outside of that, uh I'm looking forward to the Virgil Ortiz fight coming up. We got some fights coming up, especially in October. What's your thoughts before we wrap it up, comrade? Boots Ennis fighting this Lima dude at 154. People are giving him a hard time, like, hey man, your whole career has been just a bunch of tune-up fights, man. I say this. I kind of agree to a certain degree about his career. Yeah, there are a bunch of kind of tune-up fights. But in my opinion, if you move up in weight, I got no problem with your first fight being like a straight tune-up fight. I got
Yeah.
no issue with it. I'm not talking about the rest of his career or his past career. I'm talking about that one fight. If you move up in weight, I got no problem with it, being just somewhat of a tune-up fight.
Yeah. I don't have no problem with it, but um, he's a gaslighter, bro. That dude's such a gaslighter. He calls people out, or he says he took the fight, and you find out he didn't. This guy's getting in love with fighting in his hometown, starting to fight, and that's why he's never going to end up being a star, dude. Because he's so in love with fighting in his hometown. He wants to fight in Philly all the time, and I think that's what this fight was about. He wanted it in Philly. Um, I don't know. I think he has all the talent in the world. I just don't think, like I said, he's not taking those big fights when he has a lot of stars around him, man. So let's see. You know what I mean? 154 is a new place for him, new stomping grounds. Let's see what he does. You have too many killers there, man, to be sitting there. I mean, his next fight better not. Didn't he say, you know why? He knew he had already took this fight and accepted this fight. And was he saying that he took the Ortiz fight? He was trying to gaslight. He's just trying to draw attention to himself so he can be in the headlines. And we're talking about him. You know what I mean? And we'll see what happens, man. I see it. They compare him a lot to Crawford. He's gonna have to do a lot more. I don't know. I see he has the goods. He does. Is it sharp like that? No, it's close. It's he's good. Let's see what he got. Let's see when he starts fighting that upper echelon's caliber of opponents, man.
And out of all the guys at 154, man, the one I want to see fight is Bakram Murtazaliev. We haven't seen him since Tim Zhu. That dude reminds me of Arthur Beterbiev, but at 154,
Smaller
like
version.
dude is so unstoppable, dog.
He hits people, man, bro. Those shots scare me. I'm a heavyweight, bro. I'd be like, I see somebody get hit like that. I'm like, bro, I don't want him hitting on me because that dude cracks. He hits hard, bro. When I seen when he knocked Zoo out, and then Zoo was like, they were interviewing him in the backstage, and he goes, "What the hell just happened? You got knocked out, bro. Like, man, dude slept you. He knocked him down what, like 6 times. He was pounding. He's a killer, man. I don't know what's going on with him. Who's promoting this guy? Like, why hasn't he got a fight, man? Where's Fedora? Where's all these? We got Thurman Fedora. I'm not excited for that. Mo Keith sometimes Thurman. Oh man, I just I
I
don't know.
think Turk needs to get a hold of this guy and pay, because he doesn't sell. I mean, that's basically what it comes down to. He doesn't sell, so it's what everybody calls high risk, low reward, right? You're getting in there against a killer. There's not a lot of money, and if you beat him, nobody's really gonna know about it except for the super hardcore boxing fans, because nobody really knows who this dude is. So I think the Turk really needs to get in there and say, like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna pay because this dude's a badass fighter, and we're gonna promote this right, and we'll see, because he's gonna put on a good fight. This guy
You know
keeps going
what we
forward.
need? We need what Showtime did about 10 years ago. We need 12 years ago, a Super Six,
A
brother, when
Super
all those
Six
unknown
series,
dudes, the Super Six. Remember, all those dudes were unknown, bro. These were dudes who weren't selling. Andre Ward,
yeah,
tremendous talent, wasn't the biggest draw.
right.
Shit, we had some killers in there, bro. There was some good
Arthur
fighters up in there,
Abraham,
man.
yeah. Arthur Abraham was in there, yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir, Abraham.
That
We need a
Cuban
Super
kid,
Six, brother.
yeah. You know what? That Cuban dude at 160. Shoot,
The one
man,
who just beat yeah.
uh,
Shit.
something Hernandez, man.
He just won the title, correct? In that down in Miami, correct?
Shoot. I can't remember his name. I can't remember his
Carl
name.
Froch,
But,
yes, sir.
there's a couple. You know what? There's a couple of Cubans, dog. Even the Cuban down at 135, that dude's pretty badass, man. And then you got the other Cuban, Oleandis Orenlis Hernandez at 160. Then you got another Cuban at 168. These dudes are starting to come up, but the difference between these Cuban dudes and all the other Cuban guys is that the other Cuban guys, they have that boring Cuban style, but these guys, man, they're monsters, dog. They're
Okay.
monsters, man.
We don't know
Uh,
how old they are though, brother. They come out of Cuba, they defect, and we don't even have a shit, bro. They could be 40 years old like me fighting pro, but we don't even know. We got to do like a carbon test on these vatos because we ain't got no birth certificate. They're lying about their age, though.
yeah, that's true, dog. That's true, man. Well, hey, big dog, gracias for jumping on here with me, man. I was
Yeah, I always love chopping it up with you, brother. It's a blessing. I appreciate you as my brother and friend, and just want to let you know I admire you, brother, and I have a lot of admiration for you, dog. I like the way you carry yourself as a man. I like your stilo, brother. You're always a respectful dude, and it was my pleasure to share the ring with you, brother, 100%. And I look at you guys all as my brothers, man, and I really appreciate. I've met so many beautiful people on YouTube, man, and like I said, it makes me happy that you know what, this is what we could really do together if we put our heads together, man, and put all the bullshit aside. You know what I mean? Future's
amen
bright
to
for us.
that, man. Hey, right back at you times two, homie. Right back at you
Yes,
times
sir.
two, big dog. But hey, we'll chop it up again soon, homie. And let me know about your upcoming fight. Definitely want to talk to you about that. Have you come on
Yeah.
and talk a little bit about it so you could let us know we could watch it and all that good stuff, homie. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna stream it on my channel again. It'll be on my channel, and then I'll leave the link so you guys can all broadcast it to your guys. So we'll just stream it all together like we did last time. We'll link it all together, and everyone can have a blast and chop it up in there. And yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm gonna wear the big snowman chain. Snowman gave me the chain, bro, out of love and respect. He gave me that chain, so it's part of the wardrobe now. I told the coach, I said, "This is part of the wardrobe." And he's like, "Why?" I said, "It's part of the journey, bro. We got to use it." So.
That's right.
I'm
That's
gonna be
right.
wearing the big snowman chain, man, and respects, man. I appreciate the work I got from Snowman. Future's bright for you, brother. You stay strong, keep working out, and I'm blessed, homie. Maybe one day we can share the ring again and really put on a real pelea. But
Yeah.
till that day, man, thank you guys for having me. Blessing, man. Appreciate you, Cholo. You have a blessed day, brother. Say hello to the boys and to your mother, man. Your beautiful mother. I didn't get a chance to talk to her, but that's a beautiful woman, bro, and I'm glad you still have her in your life, my boy.
Appreciate it, big dog. All right,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Hey, you have a buenas noches. That's Conrad Mile High Hustle. Shouts to all the chingones y chingonas. Whatever you guys do this weekend, be safe doing it. So we come back and do it again to the next round. See you guys then.